Goldie O'Neill here. Justin Verlander, who is back for the Houston Astros. He'll be 39 by opening day and trying to become only the 10th known pitcher to return after undergoing Tommy John surgery at the age of 37 or later. And we know when he's right, he's one of the best in the game still, but coming off of Tommy John, advanced age, we'll see what he's got.
Yeah, nothing like opening up at home. It's tough to see in spring training a little bit and getting 94 to 96 right out of the gate. I used to love that when you'd get the Marlins with some of their fireballers when they were nice and young.
There's a fastball at the knees to the switch hitting Tommy Edman. And it's a count of 2 balls and 1 strike. Outfield is straight away, pretty much straight up on the infield, and a little chopper hit back to Verlander. He'll step and throw for the out. Dusty Baker, a look at his defense, but how about Dusty? 13 more wins, and he'll be just the 12th manager in Major League history with 2,000 career wins. 10 of the other 11 to get to that milestone. They are in the Hall of Fame.
Well, there's no secret that he's going to be in there, especially coming back and kind of putting on a nice show. You know what's funny? He always just kind of returns to a team that has a lot of potential, and he kind of rights the ship a little bit. And I played for him just for a month, and he's just a no-nonsense guy. You know, we battled him when he was with the Cubs and
Giants.
And the Giants, and it seemed like, man, I didn't really, you know, obviously don't care for him. Him and Tony were arguing all the time, and I think it was kind of a mutual respect and mutual hate for each other. But that month I played for him in Cincinnati, you know, he just kind of sat back and kind of just, you know, little pat on the back here, a little slap on the wrist here, and other than that, let's go. You guys are old enough to handle it yourself. So I was quite impressed with just kind of the mild-mannered version of him.
And the 1-1 taken outside by Paul Goldschmidt. The Cardinals certainly going into this season on paper would have MVP-type candidates. And this would be one of them. Goldie, Arenado, maybe even Tyler O'Neill, who is terrific down the stretch for the Cardinals in that remarkable 17-game winning streak. The best in franchise history, and that September to remember. They went 22-7 in September, and the odds makers said there's no chance that this team is going to postseason play, so they defied the odds, got in, lost to L.A., and big reason, too, is that second half by Goldie. The 3-1 pitch, and he yanks that foul.
That's another pretty good sign right there. I think as a hitter, the last part of spring training that you're waiting for, and not late in camp, but just when you're ready as a hitter, is when you're starting to get the bat out in front of the zone. And kind of right there, you can see that ball ran in, but the bat head got there in time. And that's a good sign, because usually you're just late with live pitching, and you'll take that as a veteran too. You just take your time with it.
And a strikeout, the first of the afternoon for Verlander. After August 1st, and you think about why did this team go to postseason play, this is a big reason. Tyler O'Neill got on fire and just figured it all out. That the combination of the speed and the power. What a player.
You know what? Probably the most impressive season-to-season changeover that I've seen, especially out of a guy that not a lot of people expect to be a superstar. He's a guy that maybe just going to be a fill-in guy, play defense, good athlete, can run, can hit for power. But who would have thought that from one year to another he would have made the transition he made? And I'll tell you what, whoever he worked with, whatever he did when he went home 2 off seasons ago, I'm sticking with that program for the rest of my life, because that was pretty impressive.
What's also approach too, middle, outer half, the breaking balls, you didn't see him chase nearly as much.
Didn't have, and that's, you know, and there's a lot to that. There's someone, either he got to himself and he figured it out, or someone got to him and got through to him, or he just figured something out late. And I'll tell you, it's really hard to change in the middle of your career, and he did a great job with it.
and to be able to accomplish.
And we saw with Mike Schilt and Ali Marmol, both very detail-oriented, and especially at this time of year. And I'm talking about rundowns, base running, the little things that you think about. So now they got to condense that in this short spring training.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time in the locker room in the couple springs. And, you know, Ollie and Mike worked really well together. But I think what people don't realize is Ollie was the guy who put everything together.
That's right.
So, you know, your bench coach, which now is Skip Schumacher, usually does a lot of the work, and especially the scheduling of spring training and keeping everything going, and, you know, the times and how things are going to work. And the manager has a million other things to worry about other than putting schedules and keeping pitchers on task or whatever. So Ollie, this is no strange situation for Ollie. He ran spring training whenever he was there with Mike as far as all the scheduling, and now probably Skip's taken over the reins, but Ollie's right there and knows exactly how he wants things to go.
Jammed him a bit. Tough play here, Arenado, and threw it away as he got a heck of an effort, but that'll be a base hit. Download the MLB app to get in-game video highlights, live pitch-by-pitch, breaking news, player updates, stat leaderboards, and more for your Cardinals, the MLB app. Right now, the Cardinals, for opening day, if you're wondering about tickets, they have sold over 40,000 already. But there's still some opening day tickets available, and they're as low as $30 for opening day. So we will have a sellout undoubtedly, but be a part of it. Get those tickets now. Corey Julks, third baseman today for Houston. Would you be inclined, if you're Ollie or really just anybody in baseball, pitching coaches across the board, do you want, you know, in a normal spring, if this was Adam Wainwright going, let's say, in, you know, February 27th, starting his schedule, usually you'd say, okay, let's get him to 30, 40 pitches maybe, but a couple innings and that's it. Do you push him a little bit here? Because April 7th is not far away.
I think it's individual preference, or the conversation between each individual pitcher, right? I'm pretty sure Adam Wainwright can handle 50 pitches today just on his being around his, I know what kind of person he is. Now, there might be another guy that can't, or another guy that you don't trust. That conversation has been had already with the manager, the pitching coach, and each pitcher. And I'll be honest with you, if that kind of behind the scenes, you know, off the record conversation hadn't happened since January 1st, I'd be surprised too, because someone's got to be in their ear saying, hey, don't forget, we're going to play. Make sure you're ready. And you don't have to tell that to Adam Wainwright, but maybe some younger guys down the list. But I think Adam Wainwright knows exactly how long he can go out there, and he'll tell you when he's good and when he's not good. But I'd be surprised if he doesn't go 3, especially with this pitch count right here. And the thing I like about the veterans is, too, notice that he's not wasting a lot of pitches. He's throwing, his breaking ball looks really sharp. That tells you that he's been throwing, but he's not messing around. He's just like, here, hit it on the ground, you know, do this, do that. No strikeouts, no extra pitches. Just kind of try to conserve your pitches, try to get through a couple innings. One of the things that they look for out of the starting pitchers early on is, what do they do? How do they handle going back out for the second inning, going back out for the third inning? Sometimes that's a tell-all sign too, not just the pitch count itself.
Pitch was up and hammered into left center. That ball is down and all the way to the wall. Houston will take an early 1-0 lead. Corey Julks with an RBI double. And it's 1-0 Houston.
And then the one more thing to that, if you look right there, that ball's up. What the adrenaline does to you for the first time, you know, can you come out the second inning, still have that same fire, and still have that same, basically, adrenaline and everything you need to go 2 and 3 innings? Or do you run out of gas quicker because you haven't done it yet this year?
So 1-0 Houston, and now it's Corey Lee, the catcher for Houston today. Breaking ball in for a strike.
A lot of factors that come into each game. And I think especially when you're in, this is going to be a very unique, not like we're not used to it with the last couple of years, but another unique situation this spring training is going to bring.
So that's on the pitching side of things. What about for a hitter? I always used to say that guys like yourself could roll out of bed in spring training and be ready to go. Give you, 3, 4, 5 games and they're ready to play.
Yeah, I mean, but you got to remember too, you're spending a lot of time on the backfield. So you might have, I think I had 5 at-bats one spring training and came out of camp hitting 400. So just because you have 5 at-bats in a game doesn't mean you're swinging the bat and haven't been swinging the bat in the backfields and taking extra batting practice. So I think as a hitter, way easier to get ready and get, because as a hitter, you can just keep going. You can hit all day for 5 straight, 7 days in a row. Pitchers, you can't do that. You got to kind of rest and do your work and get your arm healthy. And so totally different scenario.
The 1-2 lifted in the air to left. No tag up, so the first out after the catch by Tyler O'Neill.
You look at these, veteran pitchers, especially after like the first inning and a half, so to speak. You got Verlander with 13 pitches, 8 strikes, and then Waino just 15 out of 21. So they're trying to get it, trying to get the ball across the plate. They know in their head there's a rush to get ready for the start of the season, especially being pretty much the aces of the staff.
And now it is Kessinger. That's one of the things I love about spring training, going on those backfields and seeing the young players and some of the matchups that make it fun. It could be Waino facing a Yadier Molina, or Arenado the other day facing Adam Wainwright, took him deep. Adam Wainwright, by the way, went back to his high school during the lockout, was pitching against some of the high school kids. But a byproduct of what's happened, not in a positive way from the lockout, was that teams could not talk to their players. So, as you were saying, well, maybe they were talking about schedules, not supposed to, but also getting the boots on the ground, so to speak, to see your injured players. And they weren't sure about Jack Flaherty. Well, he went for a second opinion yesterday. And Alex Reyes has been shut down for a couple of weeks. So,
I mean, that's the one spot that's going to hurt.
Part of it.
Yeah, that's the one place that's going to hurt. And that's where, as a veteran player, if you know you're having trouble or if you're hurt or you're not ready to go, you have to go see the doctor on your own. You're going to have to be proactive in that point. And you can't rely on just sitting around waiting for your team to, you cannot come back from this lockout until April. And then you would have less time to get ready or more time to lose, and then your starts are fewer and fewer, and that's less and less money that you're going to make, and you got to be proactive and do things on your own.
A couple of things in this inning already for Houston. I'm sure Dusty Baker will address it, but one, you had a runner at second, nobody out, didn't get him to third, and now on a ground ball, you run yourself right into an out.
You just see that it was a good replay right there, and this is just part of it. Yeah, you can't get thrown out there, but you saw that the little jog step where he got stuck, and you're in no man's land right there. He was completely out either way, and so he just decided to keep running. But as soon as you hesitate, you're in no man's land.
Off the glove of Wainwright, and Regroups and makes the play. RBI double for Jolks in the top of the second. It's 1-0 midway.